everybody, welcome to Extended Rest for the month of February 2020. I'm your host, Jason. I'm usually the Dungeon Master. Going around the table, let's start with Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play Braylon, the Halfling Bard on Group B.
And Valerie.
Hello, I'm Valerie, and I play Elena on Group B.
That took way longer than it should.
I got confused.
And Zach.
What's up? My name is Zach, and I play Evelyn Bates on Group C.
And last and certainly not least, Jasper.
Hello, I'm Jasper. I play Merrick Ethelred on Group C.
And Zach's girlfriend.
Yep.
She says hi.
Right, at times she yelled at you because you said something inappropriate before she left.
She's. So let's just start the show.
There you go.
Fair enough. So, we have a cat again. So, we, get your tail out of my face, have had a bit of a lopsided upload schedule because we'll either have 2 Group A's or 2 Group B's or something like that. It's been a long time since we've done ABC. I think that's dead. Like, there's just no way we can do that. But this month, we have 2 Group B's and a Group C to talk about. And I feel like, and let me know if you guys agree, I feel like we're at a spot where we've kind of hit this calm before the storm, where Group B is getting ready to do something monumental. And Group C is just getting to a continent that we've yet to explore. Haven't done it. I've done an hour and a half on that continent with one other group, and they all died. So I'm really anxious to see how that goes for you guys.
Are we talking about the monster thing?
What monster thing?
You said it. They did die or they almost died?
No, they all died. That wasn't because of the continent. That's because they used the gates and they didn't power it correctly, so all of their heads exploded.
Oh, no.
They're doing a new thing now. But mark that
Write
down.
that down as a note. Yep.
Wait,
Yeah.
what group was that? Did I miss something?
No. Patreon Group 1.
Yeah, Rest
this
in
is-
Pepperoni's Patreon Group 1. Sorry, guys.
They're doing better now. They're doing new stuff.
Mhm.
All their heads are intact. But do you guys feel like there's something big coming on the horizon, or do you feel like this pace is going to continue? Because we've got some emails from people who are anxious, let's say. Like they're waiting for that shoe to drop. They're waiting for something terrible to happen. Kind of like it did in Arc 2 with the Dragon and Group B, and Group C actually has never had anything truly bad happen to them.
Knocking
That's because we're
on
great,
wood.
though. That's just because we're all really great at what we do.
Oh, okay.
That's all. That's what that is. We're just all A+, like just players. We just know how to use space. We know how to.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
Actually-
wait, are we making a joke because of the
Yes.
whole... Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah.
Back on track.
Yeah,
Don't
but
mind
nothing
me.
truly.
See-
but I mean, yeah. But on the one hand, nothing really bad has happened. Right? Truly bad. Like we haven't had a TPK. We haven't had like even the. Have we had a character flat out die? I don't even
Listen.
think.
Anytime anything truly dire happens, we just phone up one of our demon buddies, call in a favor.
Oh, I get it.
Take one
All right.
off.
Yeah, no, that's right. Good night.
That's a good thing. Wait, no, wait. Okay.
You think that's
The
hard?
thing is-
You think that's hard to do? You think that's easy?
No. And we have a lot to talk about. I know.
Yeah.
Say that.
When we do get to
Yes.
the Group C stuff, I have a lot to talk to you two specifically about, because there's something I don't feel like we got a chance to explore in that episode.
Oh, it's gonna be. I've already
I-
thought about that.
Oh my
even-
god.
I didn't
No, it's
say
good.
it in the episode, but I wanted to say I'm not done. You know,
You
like the
should've.
whole
I
thing.
know that.
I'm not done. Oh yeah. I know Jasper for sure knows there's more coming, and we got
Has
a
to
lot to
be.
talk about. And you know, we still, like you said, we can talk about it when the time comes. But There's a lot to get into there.
I'm excited to
moment.
talk about it because I don't know what it is.
Well, when we get to it, yeah. So okay,
Yeah.
let's stop teasing.
Mm-hmm.
There's an announcement I wanted to make because I've been giving this a lot of thought. This arc is going to wrap up before we get to Dragon Con this year.
Ooh.
I know for a fact it is. And
Holy
it's,
crap.
it's the storm is a coming. There's we're working on a bunch of different stuff. Anybody who knows anything about the whole Dragon Con planning party, like there's a bunch coming. We're working on a lot, but yeah, if you're worried about something not happening, don't worry. We're gonna get there. But let's talk about Group B for a second, because we had two sides of Group B this month. We had the strategic, we're going to stay in town and plan out every, mute your phone, you unprofessional ass.
That's my fault because I retweeted you.
Oh, that is your fault then. Okay, cool. That's we had the, let's stay in town, let's plan everything out and micromanage this journey, and then have that immediately fall apart, and then the true Group B comes out.
Yes.
How do you feel like your journey's going so far to tackle the Black Hand? Big shout out to Karen, by the way. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Karen. For Braylon, it's going bad because, didn't.
Yeah, but aren't we? Doesn't it grow back?
It does grow back.
I don't know what the fuck
You're
happens.
just going to be stumpy for a bit.
Yeah.
That's, not
Plus,
too
there's
bad.
the whole dying thing. That was kind of cool, right? Spoilers if you haven't watched the latest episode.
You really should before you listen to this.
Yeah, you're asking for it if you're in here. I'm just telling you right now.
So here's what happened. Group B spends most of an episode in town, packing up supplies, making sure that their allies are going to be where they need them, and planning everything out like meticulously. It's like, you're going to be here at this date, and we're going to be here. Okay, let's go out. And immediately it falls apart. There's a couple of Black Hand cult-ish members that are trailing the group, and a brilliant idea. I'm not being sarcastic at all. On paper, brilliant. Karen turns into a bird, tracks these guys down, and watches them. Okay, they're trying to summon demons to set up an ambush for you guys. Okay, cool. I'm going to swoop down and I'm going to grab this book. Kind of botches the landing, doesn't stick it, gets clubbed over the head, and then is completely unconscious for most of an episode. So she gets tied up and Group B comes in to intervene, and there's a big fight. I've basically summed up 2 episodes, but I haven't because okay. It's weird because Group B will have some of the best luck I've ever seen and some of the outright worst luck I've ever seen. And there seems to be 2 lightning rods right now in Karen and Val. And I feel like Karen is due for some good luck. Like, very due. And Val, you're due for some real bad luck. And I don't know what form that's going to take. But after this fight, do you guys feel like you're actually, like, things are going to smooth out, or they're going to get worse as you get closer?
I think it's definitely going to get worse.
Yeah.
Like, how can it not? Like, especially, coming from a character point of view, right? It's like, okay, there's this really dangerous thing we're doing, and we're trying to set this up against this bad guy. And the very first thing that happens is it's really hard. I feel like that's almost a sign from the gods where, like, it's like they're testing us, seeing how much, like, we can handle, because we need to be able to handle all of this before we get to the Black Hand, because that's going to be the hardest of all. I think that's a fun take on it. So I think Elena thinks it's going to get harder, at least. I think it's fun if it gets harder as Valerie.
I will note that. I will I will remind you of that 4 episodes in when you guys.
Yeah.
She's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I was right."
Yeah,
That's all.
you can't come back from that.
Alex, what do you think? Because in my head, unless something tragic happens and I don't get a chance to play with you guys for months on end, I'm seeing you guys get through Blacktip and into Brightport. And I'm seeing this arc conclude with this whole Black Hand thing.
Ooh.
That's what I see in my head. Again, if your work picks up and I just don't see you until...
No, I mean, I always make time for the show,
you
obviously.
do, and thank you, and I love you.
My worry with that is if we're supposed to be wrapping up the arc before Dragon Con and like a year takes us 2 weeks, like I don't know how this is gonna work time-wise.
And here's the thing, I don't know either, but I have to keep reminding you guys, you have travel die.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yes! I have to keep reminding
We're planning
you.
on using it on the way back, I think.
Oh yeah, the return trip.
I say, now see, if you would have used it kicking off in Esterholt, none of this would be, you'd still have a hand.
Yeah, hindsight's 2020, bro. Don't give me that. I don't...
Look, Karen said we're only on day 1. I know, but okay. Use those travel dice like you use inspiration. Just, if you got it, pop it, man. Go.
We pop those like candy all the time.
I know, and I keep giving you inspiration, right?
It's true, yeah.
I'm just saying. I want to see you guys succeed. I do. But
me too.
You got to earn it.
I think that Theria, not Alara, not Kodai, Theria is about 2 weeks away from a complete reboot from Demons and Gods. Like, I feel like we're so close to it just slipping down a slope into everything is going to be reset. Honestly.
Well, you know what we got to do then? We just got to rewrite the book.
Oh.
We got.
Oh God.
There's just some alterations we got to make. So you know what? We'll put it off for another 2 years.
You know what?
We'll all start. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't go.
You can take him out again.
Speaking of the book, just to take a break from episode stuff, you guys have been watching our weekly book meetings. One, thank you for sticking with it, because I'm sure all of us have turned gray, all of us have aged 10 years. But I feel like in the beginning we're all, plugging. It's like, oh my God, we're working on a book. And then partway through, it gets really long and stressful. And then this last one, it's a short celebratory kind of thing. And Jasper was showing off layout stuff, and it's a book. It's coming together. There's credits and chapters and everything. Like, there's all kinds of written words on a page. We're going to sell it. So thank you for everybody who's been really kind, and especially right around the not so fun meeting about a month ago. Everyone was super positive and nice, and left a bunch of nice comments. I don't know if you guys have been looking on YouTube.
Yeah, it did.
Who hasn't? I'm sure it's basically taking the nation by storm. Everybody's watching.
The nation.
Let's talk about Group C for a sec. You guys are doing something completely different. And it's no less important, because if you guys were to pull this off, we might see fast travel between continents. No more long sea voyages. We might be able to go kind of globetrotting on the show. The question is, do you think you're going to beat the Royals? And I guess a follow-up question is, do you care at this point? Because it didn't sound like that was a priority anymore. Like, it sounded like in this last episode you were just kind of like, eh.
Depends on who, if you're asking Jasper.
I'm asking Jasper.
Or Merrick, or
Can we speak to
Zach,
Merrick?
or Avalanche. Like, it's different, I think. Maybe.
Well, I'm talking... Okay, let me ask Jasper first. Because I want to
Can I
ask...
talk to Jasper? Can I talk to Jasper first?
Can I talk to... Just...
Okay. Hi, this is Jasper.
Oh.
Took us there. Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
chills.
The answer to the question is no. I care because it's just ridiculous. The Royals are nothing but this is. My wife is looking at me. She has no idea what I'm talking about.
Does she know you're in a call, or does she think you're crazy?
You can't see it.
Hi, Anna.
Oh, hello.
You never know. The Royals are nothing but an example of Jason Massey just being a troll. Like, it's like, oh, what can I do to be a troll? That's all it is. There's nothing else to it. There's no story involved. No, don't say a word. There's no story. There's no background. It's just, what can I do to fuck with these people?
Yeah, what can I do to fuck?
Fuck.
What
Fuck.
can I do?
End there.
Just end of sentence, period.
But anyway, the point is that no, Jasper wants to defeat the Royals only because it is a needle. It's a super ridiculous needle of annoying bullshit, and they're only designed for that. That's what they are built for, and they know it. Not just Jason, but they know it.
Wow.
So I want to win all of this. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I think we wasted too much time. I think we didn't do some good roles, and I think they're already going to be there. No, there's two choices. They're either there and they're going to sort of lock us out of everything, or they're going to be like, we got this, and they're going to, relegate us to assistance of some sort, or like, oh, you can watch while we do our magic, or we're going to get there and their heads are already blown off.
Please go, Zach. Yes, before I tear Jasper a new asshole. No.
Well,
why?
Your hurtful words, like you.
You can continue. I'm kind of interested.
Okay,
Let me ask.
Let me ask everybody in the chat. Let me ask you guys on the panel. Do you feel like not just the Royals, but any NPCs are just designed to needle someone specifically, like Oreo?
I think some people are, but I think that's why it's funny. That it's like, oh, this character is the antithesis, is everything you hate. Like, okay, Trent, hi, how are ya?
Classic.
What's wrong with Trent?
What's not wrong with him?
I take full responsibility for him because I accidentally said a name one time.
You did.
Yeah.
And then y'all went off.
That's called improv.
That's called theater, darling.
Yes, and
yes.
Except I was no budding, so. But like something like that. Like it started as a joke, right? And now he's like, kind of a part of things, kind of. And I think that's really funny. I think it's funny when you take stuff from like the real world and put it in just to like make it more entertaining for everyone. And I think the Royals are part of, I think maybe originally they weren't, like when you guys first found like the Royals note where it's like, it's the Royals. It was supposed to be like a thing that was like, he already had it, but then Jasper like really grabbed onto it, so Jason went, okay, let's see what I can do with this. And just like cranked the dial up.
Okay.
It is not a negative. I think it's a brilliant trolling, and it's not a side like sub-tweet type weird trolling. It's just part of the game, and that's fine. But Bree's saying it in the chat, and she's right. Jason literally built Jasper a dungeon, which he knew he wanted since day one, and then took away the treasure at the end.
Okay.
And now you see Arc 3.
Okay. I did do that. Okay, I did do that. And I do not apologize.
No, you should.
Because
I don't have a problem with it.
And here's the thing. The Royals were only designed because I thought of them, it's like, okay, well, there's got to be other adventuring parties in the world. And we only see, groups 1, 2, 3, 4, and A, B, and C, and DRP and stuff like that. But we only see their perspective on things. And you guys, no offense, have done some terrible shit. Not Not so much in the last 2 arcs. But let's say groups 1, 2, 3, and 4. Group 4 didn't really do much.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you guys were fine. The world did terrible things to you, mostly.
That's very true.
But, I mean, I don't think setting traps back up in a dungeon is all that bad. I think from their twisted morality, it makes complete sense. Like,
they are not archaeologists. No. No. Tread lightly. Leave no trace. No. No. This is arrogance, pure and simple.
There is, okay, I will purely admit, in the last episode when they rode by and their trumpets are blaring their own theme song, that was a total fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
That was bad.
Because I
almost quit DNR at that point. I almost walked out forever.
Exit the call.
Oh, man.
Mandy says Jason likes to argue for the Royals a little too much. It worries me. I would say if there are people out there who can argue for Group 1 because they were doing the greater good, I can argue for the Royals all day long.
That's fair.
They have yet to burn a town down or kill hookers or snort cocaine in fucking like they're just a little exuberant. They're a little extra. That's all. They have some theatrics to them. That's all. They're no different than Group C.
I respect them for that.
What amazes me is we have yet to have a scene where you guys get to interact.
At all. They barely know we exist.
They barely know. They met you for 2 seconds, and it was like
we're not adversaries at all.
No,
at all.
They don't see you as the bad guys. They see. If I don't know how they would react.
I think
they see us as like
so funny.
We're kind of like the little sibling to them.
They don't even know we're on our way to do anything close to what they're doing. Basically, if they saw us again, they might not even say like, "Oh, you." They'd be like, "Hey, have we met you before?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's so funny. Because, like, okay, if we think about it, if the roles were reversed, like if we were playing the Royals and Group C was a group of NPCs, it would be so weird to be like, we're going on this quest, like we're doing such a great job. And all of a sudden this group shows up that we've like never seen before. Fucking hates us. Like, we've been watching you for months now. We hate your guts. And he's like, what happened? Like, these people are crazy. Like, actually, that's the great thing. If you guys ever confront them, they're gonna think you're psycho.
I don't care because Avalon would be like, they'd be like, Rose would be like, oh, I don't know these people. I don't know what they did. I don't know what I did to them. Then Avalon would be like, I got hit in the neck with a dart and you leapt for fun. Die. You're dead. I want to kill you for fun. Where are the rules? They do what they want for fun. I want to kill them for fun.
That's right.
We're all having fun.
Okay. What
They're
if you
dead.
guys? What if you guys become best friends? What if it just takes one conversation? What if they have an avalanche?
Totally happen.
What if they have an avalanche?
We're gonna duke it out then. Probably. We're gonna be on top of each other, strangling each other. See who runs out of life first. Just
there you go.
Catharsis
is bullshit. Yeah. Revenge is where it's at.
Hold up.
Hopefully they're old.
Funny you should use that phrase on top of them strangling them. Let's go back to a conversation we had in Group C where Avalanche
dredging stuff off.
It's not. It ain't ancient history. In game, I believe it's been 2 weeks, and
okay.
In real life, it's been like a year.
So
might as well talk about Abe Lincoln if we're going back that far.
I'm not okay. To be clear, in the chat, Shortstack99, Jason is putting way too much hope that they'll be friends at all. I'm not hoping anything. If any, I think it'll be interesting if they were to meet up. Which, I mean, it's not that big a continent, and they're all shooting for the same thing. If they're both on the right track, eventually they're going to meet up. So,
I mean, look at our track record. We stopped and talked to road bandits. Bandits.
But what happens when that unstoppable force meets an immovable object? They're not going to travel to Kotai to not get the thing they're after, and I don't think you guys are either at this point. So what happens?
My biggest worry is like they're not just all bluster, which they're probably not, and they're very strong. So we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
So what if they beat the shit out of you?
Exactly.
Oof.
No.
What they could do is beat the dog shit out of us, leave us there, heal us, come do it again.
On the way out of the
Yeah.
It adds to their legacy. They'd love it. They love to just keep knocking us down for fun.
They probably have a
They wouldn't
beating
kill us.
room on their ship, right? It's so big. They probably have a room just for beating people.
I don't think they beat people up though.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They're the
Went down a
type
rabbit
of group that they really care about their reputation.
They care
And
about themselves and their reputation. You're right. That's it.
That's interesting. Let's. There's a conversation. Avalan kind of jumps up in the middle of this conversation. I feel like Merrick was very down and kind of, just beating himself up a tiny bit. And there's a point where Avalan stands up, and I'm going to paraphrase here. He's like, "Stop being such a bitch!" And he just kind of like stands up and basically it's like, "You need to be more knee jerk. You need to. Where's the old Merrick that would just? He wanted to pocket that heroin, and he wanted to like, where's that Merrick?"
So
Bree brought up a good point, and I don't think she got to voice it as much as she would have liked to as Clara. But sometimes Avalan performing knee-jerk decision-making kills dudes.
sometimes, I mean,
Is that like making an omelet, break a few eggs situation? Or
listen. Okay, Avalan. It's funny you say that because if you think about where he started from way back when he was rolling around with Ethne, who was like the reason he didn't make those type of decisions before because he basically had someone to answer to, someone that would basically judge him for like the really bad things. Do you think Ethne would have liked Avalan on top of that old dude strangling him out? That wouldn't have been good.
probably not. No.
So like he doesn't like it's like a kid who leaves home for the first time. You know, he's just making all these decisions that he never made because he was never in this type of situation. And he's from Overdale back when it wasn't Overdale. And so he has a lot of, if you notice, like Avalan's not really, he's a good guy, but like he has some really big shortcomings. Like he's really racist against Warforged. That's a thing.
It's true.
That's a real thing. And so he's capable of making decisions that aren't pretty. And that's just the black and white of it. He's just capable of making those decisions.
Is there a chance? Well, let's say Avalan continues on this path. Is there a chance that Merrick would connect to that, or is there?
Here's the problem, though. Like I thought Merrick was connecting already. That's why he's so disappointed.
Yeah, of course. It makes total sense. Total sense. I mean, you have to understand the whole context for Merrick. Nobody else in the group knows about this, but the whole context for Merrick is he just got a big dose of perspective of, wait a minute, I know that I kind of got everybody to do this petty revenge thing, and it's basically the whole reason that we're doing what we're doing, and yet I may have just given a demon lord a pretty big weapon, being his soul, right? Like, I don't know, some sort of powerfulness of that. I don't know. And maybe exacerbated the problem with taking over the world or whatever you know what I mean? Like giving him an so it's like, is the petty revenge thing actually a thing at all anymore? Maybe that's like, he just bottomed out completely. It's like, you know what? Let him have the gates. I don't care anymore.
Exactly.
Honestly, Merrick is at that stage where it's like, maybe that doesn't matter, and maybe I need to think about something else, because he's not saying like, let's get to the gates. I hate those royals. He's like, I just made a pact with the demon, and now I'm actually a warlock too. I'm a Clairlock. So
and I don't think any of us know that. Like
Nobody
the warlock
knows.
part, especially not that. So.
I didn't know
Nobody.
that.
Yeah, it's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing when we were doing the session and you as Merrick, you were like kind of coming clean about how you were feeling. I was like, we don't know. Like, Merrick basically just lived like a past life. You were living a different life, and you got snatched into a different reality. So you lived a whole life that we don't know about. And I realized, like, we don't know about that. So the only sensible reaction is to be impetulant about it. Like, to switch analogies, let's say, sorry to take it to sports, but let's say you're Tom Brady in the playoffs. I'm just some lineman. You're like, we're doing this, baby. We're doing this. We're going to win it all. Next day, there are better things than football. I'm being paid millions to do what? Knock a ball around. It's like,
and
I want to win it all, baby.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't think about that. How for the rest of the group, it's a very quick and extreme change in Merrick.
Most passion. He had the most passion out of us. He was our leader, telling us we're going to do this because it's the right thing to do. We were wronged, guys. All of us. Don't you realize it? Then all of a sudden, there are bigger things to worry about than this. This is kind of petty. It's
and
like,
from a role play point of view, that's very intentional, right? Like that's of course.
Exactly.
Like I know that, and it's been an instant since all that happened.
I'd put it like this: 3 times now I've driven across country, and these are big, life-changing, moving across the thing. So let's say me and Elle, we're driving from Florida to California, and somewhere in Texas, I said, what are we doing here? What are we?
Yeah.
What are we? Man, this is just. We're making a big mistake. Like, rightfully, I think she would start hitting me and not stop because all of her shit is in the back seat, and like we're driving. Yeah. Like, you're on a boat. You have a crew. You guys dropped everything to
put down a down payment. Like, you pay people.
That is non-refundable.
Thousands.
Right. That's pretty big. That's so I can kind of see where Avalan's coming from, where it's like, what the fuck, man? We're here though. We're in the middle of the ocean. Like
I think it's more than justified. It's in fact, like I know that Clara's response was sort of like, hang on, we gotta deal with that because he can go, he can fly off the handle. It's like,
and that's what's so cool.
He's
like,
right.
it's so cool because, especially where DNR is now as a whole, like we're just such an ensemble cast. It makes for such a better like role play story when someone can kind of stir the pot a little bit. They can just do that, they could just do it, and it just ignites the story, because I was thinking we could wrap this up right now. We could all hug as a party, or someone can be like, no. And the fact that I did that just makes now everyone's like, oh, I can't wait until the next session. I got something to say to you. So I really like that aspect, and it's just hats off to everybody in the crew, like not just my group. Like anybody in any group can do that, like, just kind of stir the pot because they feel like it's a great role play decision. This is the kind of results you get out of
that. We got David in the chat. Question for Zach. How much are you looking forward to making life difficult for Group B? Don't worry about the other folks in the cast. They won't notice your response.
Hey, listen.
I think we're talking about DRP there.
Oh, okay, because I was very confused.
Yeah, me too. I was like, what's he doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? No. I think we're talking about DRP there. And
absolutely. And
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to make my own life miserable because I already do that every day anyway, so fuck it.
Wait, so what's happening in DRP?
I'll listen to DRP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, real fans.
What are you doing?
Just know what you're doing, I'm doing.
I'm doing it. What you doing too.
My answer to that question is I will do whatever is necessary to make me Princessa happy. So whatever. Lauren is my queen, and she is, man. The dark energies coming out of her. It's crazy, insane energy.
So what if, let's jump back over to Group B then. And in the chat, while we're talking about Group B, I want you to tell me who you think is going to win the big Kodai challenge here. Is it the Royals or is it Group C? Who do you think? Because we don't get to see. We don't. Jasper in the chat, the Royals. I don't think. Here's the thing: there might be infighting on the Royals side too. It's a very eclectic group. They're in the book. They're in the book. They're it's Mav is a strong personality, and there's some no nonsense folks on there. So
You know what? Let's see next episode. Maybe they won't be in the book.
Very short. The one paragraph. I have to do some deleting.
it starts with these fucking guys. It's just- But let's jump back over to Group B here. Let's trying to word this.
That cheeseburger coming up. Oh, okay.
No, I'm trying to. Wouldn't it be great if I just vomited everywhere? No, I'm trying to word this because I don't want to say that this is what's going to happen. But let's say you guys get to the final episode of Arc 3, and let's say you just run into a brick wall with Lauren, and it just doesn't work out. I'm not saying you die, but what if you get there and realize you just can't fight her?
I think we'll die trying.
Yeah, same. Probably.
Like
Okay.
that's especially because
the 50 Cent
Vecna
way.
came to us and was like, "This is your calling. Like this is what you're supposed to do." I think we would keep going until we were all dead.
Yeah, God literally told us like, "Hey, I'm bringing your friends back, but they have to do this. Like,
Yeah.
They will not rest until this is done, or I won't bring them back until this is done."
Man, old Sandy gave you some presents for that, though.
Mm.
He did not leave you high and dry.
No. We got that drug orb that just gave us everything.
That drug.
You just crushed it. It's like, oh, by the way, you get 3 levels. You have dragon stuff, and you're super powerful now. So
Is that your Massey impression?
yeah, I just do that.
good.
I do that
That's
for
really good.
any person of authority who I'm like, has wronged me in some way. I give them that one.
That was very
Yeah,
close to
Jason.
That was very close to the Dave Chappelle white guy voice. Like
Yeah,
that was
that's
pretty
exactly-
close.
That's the template. That's the
That's-
template.
okay.
Yeah. It's like a deck of cards. I'm like, how do I change it? All right.
So, in the chat, we have I'd say more Royals than Group C, but I have seen it posed different ways where the Royals are going to work with you guys and steal the glory at the last moment, and you guys buddy up with the Royals and take it from them. Is that on the table? Is that something you would
No.
know?
No.
Mm-mm. No, I mean, from Merrick's point of view, for sure, he's been petty. He's been wanting some revenge, but he's also been clear that they don't know who they are, right? Like he's not like they did this to me, although he presented it that way, certainly to Varys. He wasn't trying to manipulate. He was just sort of wrapped up in his own head. But if it came down to actually manipulating them and stealing the thunder, that would not be something that Merrick would do ethically, morally at all. He would just walk away from it, which would be probably a big fight with him and Adelan at that point, or maybe the rest of the group, but not steal it from them. That would be really crappy. I don't know.
I got to put this out there, and I don't want to promise anything to anybody. But we got Theriathon coming up. And I feel like this Group C thing, if you guys were to play, what if that were our Group C thing for Theriathon?
Well, it depends on where we are.
I guess it does.
Wait, so it's February, March. We got like 6-ish, 7 weeks.
Yeah.
8 weeks.
We're at the point where we got to start planning for that because
That's true.
it's
That's
a
true.
weird thing every year where we kill ourselves to try and get a backlog, and then we blow it all so that people can be caught up for Theriathon so we can record
Right.
it. It's always a mess, but
Yeah.
I mean that's a strong possibility, right?
Well, then that means I know what we're doing next episode.
We don't know. Like here's the thing. I still leave things up to chance and luck. Like, if you guys are hunkered down in the desert again, hiding under a damn cart because there's a sandstorm, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. And I know we've tackled a lot of Group C stuff. Thank you, Group A, for being patient. But, like, are you looking forward to being back in the desert? Like, and this is way worse. This is a continent of just blasting heat and oppressive monsters. And there's not a city anywhere. Like,
Yeah, you said 120 degrees, Jason.
120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Do you not
Yeah.
realize, like, everyone's going to get heat stroke?
That's the least of their problems.
That's my... Really? You think so? Heat stroke
Blue
can really mess you
dragons.
up.
Yeah, it's supposed to be serious.
Can really mess you up.
Yes, okay, yes, I understand that, but you're also dealing with goddamn blue dragons that can swallow you whole underneath of you. In a world where that's possible, yes, heat stroke is in there, but it's not the top.
I'd
I'll wear a
rather
hat.
have heat stroke.
I'll
Oh,
wear
no,
a hat and
no.
deal with the.
I'd rather deal with the dragon. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah, there you go.
I can just stay indoors, and there's air conditioning, so I'm much more worried about dragons. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I've seen Elena hit things. I don't think she's worried about anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Until
That'll
the,
be heat stroke.
that's one of the last things I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah, because I have something to say about that. As a fighter, I have a lot to say.
Go.
Right now? You want it right now?
Yeah.
Well,
Is
first
this
off,
a good or a bad?
We'll see.
you need to know that if Avalan ran up to you with Clara flanking behind him, you kill us both in like 2 turns. I just want you to know that. But the damage you're doing, I did the numbers myself. I died in 2 turns or maybe 3 turns if I just went up toe to toe with you alone. And I could defend myself with like the defense action, and you could take you could take a disadvantage, and you'd still kill me in like 6-7 turns. You have like a +6 for your attack, a +8.
No, +8.
Like,
I think it's +8.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
I have a 19 AC.
But okay,
You'll kill me so fast.
right.
She's so strong.
I agree, and I think there's something to be said because okay, this is kind of the opposite of Sora. And it's very interesting watching you play this type of character that Elena, we were writing for the book, right? And we were doing archetypes for classes, and we put Elena in there as natural because she's young, incredibly gifted, and hasn't really tasted failure yet. Like not on a real level yet. Like where
Yeah,
you
she just
are,
failed with Cart, though.
I don't know what her stats are, but like
that wasn't.
Could probably be.
Come on, like I'm talking all is lost failure.
No,
I'm
no.
talking.
Yeah, no.
yeah, and then like I fell a scale.
Like I'm waiting for that. Oh, okay. Let's say you guys get to the Black Hand and there's just nothing to be done. That I can't win this, or I can't do that. Like, or there's a time difference or something like that, and she just can't get that. Like I'm talking failure, where I feel like there's this stick-to-itiveness so far that's gotten you guys down the road, Group B as a whole. But Elena hasn't really fallen in combat. Elena hasn't died. Elena hasn't been in a position where even the Demon Lord thing, that hasn't truly bitten her in the ass yet. So
Yeah.
do you think that from a character perspective, Elena's attitude would change if she did, like, let's say you had I love you, Karen, but a Karen string of luck, where you just couldn't hit anything, people were knocking you out left and right, you turned into a bird for a second, like that kind of stuff, where would that mess with Elena's head?
I know that there is one episode, I think we were in Heroes March, maybe, that we were fighting a giant. I don't know. We were fighting something up there.
You were.
And
Yeah, you were. Is this
I think-
back with Elrath speaking giant?
No. This is Elena.
Oh, okay. So this is recent. Okay.
Yeah. So it was something. I don't remember what. But Elena, like, didn't hit once. And that was really hard on her. And I tried to play it off as, like, yeah, she's not really that talkative around the campfire tonight, except Elena usually isn't, so it, like, didn't really do anything. And then I think it was, like, right before we got into the cave and the dragon
so the
and
Cyclops,
everything.
yes.
Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah,
Yes.
I remember that one.
Okay.
And that discouraged her, but then it was like, okay, but we're on to the next thing, and Elena has to try again because she's the big hitter. And so I think if something happened like that again, I think it would be discouraging, but I think it also depends on then what comes next. If we're talking about, like, we get to the Black Hand and nothing can be done, Elena's gonna have like a mental breakdown.
Oh. And here's the thing. I'm gonna, meta-wise, the stuff with Merrick did not help.
It was bad.
Thanks,
all.
buddy.
So,
Appreciate it.
it was a
What do you
big
mean?
money
What-
deal.
You mean the stuff with Merrick with the pact?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think a great way to describe it would be a big money deal for the Devils.
Big money deal.
Big
money
free
deal.
agent. Big free agent.
Yeah,
Like,
big-
it was,
big
yeah,
signing.
Nice pick
Yeah.
up the off season.
it was good. Like, you were holding up the jersey and everything. Like, they were taking photos. It was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean,
that they got. I'm trying to make sure I understand. So the fact that Merrick's soul is in play.
oh, Merrick's a huge soul. I think that's obvious to anybody. He's been
Big.
through so much shit. Like, you know, that's
That's like getting an Una. That's like getting a Jadzia. That's
Yeah.
a big deal. Like
Because he saved the world once already.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
Una's the biggest though. I think Una's the biggest cash prize you can get. She's been through so much, even though she's on the back burner now. Like all the stuff she's done, that's a big soul to have.
It's a
For
big
sure.
soul. There's a lot of moral ambiguity there where, like,
Really.
yeah, it's like,
So-
it depends on your definition of good and bad and stuff like that.
So okay, so like if you were a good guy, but all of a sudden around your 50s, you're like, oh, I'm tired of this shit. And you start doing bunch of bad shit. Would that even out your soul to make it less valuable?
Well, it depends on what you mean by bad shit. Like, okay, in if we're talking Arc 1 stuff, it would have to undo freeing the gods. So you'd have to do a lot of shit. Like, that's a lot of hookers and blow, is all I'm saying.
Okay, so let me real quick on a tangent.
Okay.
And I've mentioned this in a couple of different places, but that's the only thing that I can think of from Jasper's point of view for Merrick. So Merrick keeps talking about how he's going to fix this.
Right.
And, the whole situation is he's like, okay, well, I don't want to do this, but I'm going to save my friends. And you know what? I saved the world once, not by himself, but I was part of that. I'll do it again. Like, I'll figure it out. Like, I'll just punt.
It's just another trip to
So-
the store. Whatever.
And I mean, the only thing that Merrick is thinking about right now in terms of fixing it is, okay, if Barrack says that his soul is that valuable, how do you make a soul worthless? And he's going to go for it.
Ooh.
And
Interesting.
Oh
That-
shit!
That's the John
That-
Constantine approach, but reversed.
it's the only way. It's the only way, because it can't be like, well, I guess I'll defeat the demon lords, or I guess I'll try to stop the demons from getting it. That's already too much for one person. That's too much for one group, and we'll probably find that out at some point. What's the way to have somebody, in the Ocean's 14 of this kind of thing, where it's some sort of weird heist, sort of like bait and switch? How can he be like, oh, you thought you had this? Well, you ain't gotten shit. And it's going to be like, no. Like, that's the only way.
That's really
That is
cool.
that is
That's
amazing.
amazing.
I didn't think about that.
I didn't think about that either.
That's all I've been thinking about since it happened. And I
That's
have no
crazy
idea.
though. You realize as like if you're playing Merrick, like I think the only way to devalue your soul is to do horrible shit.
Yeah.
But you're going to be in a party.
So I keep
So-
going around in my brain about it. It's like, okay, so if you do good things, like do amazing, heroic things, okay, your soul gets valuable. If you do really horrible things, I would imagine for demons, potentially, that's also kind of a good thing. It's like,
Yeah.
you've done big things. So the only thing I can think of is if he becomes a couch potato and he's just like, I can save everybody, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to
Oh,
sit
the
down.
interest wears
Oh,
off
like,
over
is that-
time.
Is that it?
Oh,
Like, I don't
man.
know. I don't know.
That's
That's my
an
tangent.
interesting take. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, before we wrap things up for the night, is there anything you'd like us to talk about? Do you have any questions? Is there anything, well, it doesn't have to be about the last 3 episodes, but like anybody here on the panel? I will say one thing. So I've been working on something behind the scenes to spice up an episode or two. And I finally got the word that it's going to happen.
We got sponsored by Pepsi.
No.
MeUndies. MeUndies.
No, MeUndies, it's come. Oh, I hit them up. I'm waiting
Hey,
for the
yo.
response.
Waiting for them pairs.
They're not gonna.
God damn it, MeUndies. Sponsor us. Cowards.
Welcome to DNR, a ranch production.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Ranch
Newman's
dressing.
Own, little Newman's
Yeah.
Own,
Hidden
little,
Valley Ranch.
little
We have
Hidden
that little
Valley.
icon now in our Patreon behind the scenes content, the little guy's face.
Yep, that's
Newman's
Personally,
face.
starring the commercial we make.
Of course. You are the
Um,
commercial.
yeah. That's it. It's just you for 30 seconds. Just
No,
yeah.
no.
All right, go on, Jason.
But
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I was saying is, this is mostly going to impact Group B. So
Uh-oh.
get ready, but it's a curveball. It's something fun that how would I put this? Some time ago, I don't like to say never, but to this, I would have said never.
Sorry, group 4. It's just
It's Group 4. It's D. Group D, everybody.
Oh God.
Oh God. So, God, is there anything you guys want to talk about? Anything we didn't get to?
Oh, what,
in-
you're not gonna tell us?
Oh well,
I
I have
can't
one
tell you.
thing. I have one question.
I can't tell
It
you.
relates to what we were talking about before.
Sure.
We know Merrick's soul is very valuable,
True.
but how? How will he be an asset to the demons if he's not dead? Like, isn't his soul only valuable after he's been redeemed?
No one ever
Absolutely.
said that.
Wait, is someone gonna like suck Merrick's soul out of his body when the time is right? And
Yeah,
he's just
usually
gonna
demons
die?
come. They just collect. They don't wait till someone dies. They can
Maybe
collect.
it's like a power source in a way, right? Maybe it's like
Well-
a.
Here's the thing: we were very specific in that Merrick didn't read that contract.
Oh, damn it, Merrick.
Oh.
No, he
Shit.
signed it. He was like,
Yeah.
no, I'll just sign it. That's what he did.
He had no
'Cause-
time. He had
Yeah,
no time
no.
to do it.
35% APR. Fuck it.
Hey, there was a Romeo with his watch for waiting. Better sign that, buddy. So
It's
I understand that.
So
David.
part-
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, go
No,
ahead.
I have so many things to talk about, but we don't have
I
time.
know.
Oh man, sorry. Next time. David.
Oh my God.
I'm joking. Anything you want to ask, please. David said, question, what's up with Braylon not being able to die?
Oh, I'm a revenant.
He's a revenant.
Yo, bro, my skin's ashy. No lotion will help me. I have no pupils.
Son.
I'm hungry all the time, like those pirates from Pirates of the Caribbean, the
That
first
sounds
one.
like me.
Yeah, it's Val, same girl.
Ashy,
Hello.
except not hungry all the time. Or no, that's what you said.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Can't. Yeah. So, both him and Lark are kind of on borrowed time. They're on
It's
borrowed
like
life
it's like
force.
extended time, right? 'Cause
Layaway
it's like
time.
an extended rush because
Yeah.
this Vecna, I guess I wouldn't say promised, but gifted us that he promised us a gift. Sorry, I said it anyways. That we complete the task, stopping the Black Hand, he'll give us our lives back,
Yeah.
our correct lives, not
Right.
revenant
So,
lives.
because right now you're alive but not living, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't
Yeah.
enjoy food or drink. You're never relaxed. You're never like you're always kind of like cold inside. You're never like
You're
you can't.
animated.
Yes, you're up and moving around, but you're not enjoying yourself.
Yeah,
Mandy asks, "Are you going to get all fucked up like Actor Scott?" If you remember, the gods weren't technically around. That was kind of a mistake. It was
yeah,
like
he was stuck. Yeah, He was
yeah,
just
like
yeah.
like that's kind of a that's kind of a thing that like that Corey could do, but like kind of by accident. It was just like it just arced off of her. Like it wasn't, full-fledged god shit. It was like latent mutant abilities, that type of thing. So
That's why he was tied to her. I
Yeah.
forgot. Yeah.
yeah. We all kind of explained that by the end, but yeah, now we got full-fledged god shit. So we're gonna grow back a hand and
See, this is like everybody in the chat. This is the first time I'm hearing this. I didn't know I was going to get all this back. I had no
Well,
idea.
Here's
Because
the
the
thing.
game ended like, okay, that's right, everybody, I gotta go eat, and I was like, oh shit, all right.
Well, I'm a busy man. I got shit.
No, me too. No, I had to eat too.
Yeah,
So.
you're yeah. But that doesn't mean there isn't going to be a price for it. Yeah, we're gonna do stuff
Oh, what does that mean?
Well, you kind of get diminishing returns. Like that's not a get out of jail free card. You're being
Yeah.
helped by Vecna. He can't hand it to you.
It's like
It's
he
just
could
like
give me-
I say, a hollow victory is not a victory. Like you
Yeah.
gotta want it. You gotta earn it.
You're gonna get that note under your door, like, hey, I know rent's past due, but like you got 3 days, bro. Like,
Yeah, like
but
I know shit's tough right now, but
Yeah. I need that money. Give it from me.
Right, so then what's gonna happen? Is it gonna be like a
If I die,
like a hand, but it's like a shrunken hand, or it's
A
like
baby hand.
yeah, he becomes a baby hand. He's
Yep.
like, well, your hand grew back.
a Deadpool hand.
You know what it is? We'll grow your hand back, but we'll just take it from somewhere else.
Oh, then it's gonna be like that movie Idle Hands starring Jessica Alba, which is one of my favorites
Yes.
of all time.
Wow, I actually like that movie.
Me too. It was good.
Yeah, like that. No one remembers that now.
What if it?
It's like,
What
I'm
if
not
it
serious.
can't grow back? Right? Okay, it can't grow back. So what it means?
Valerie's gonna pitch me something that I'll go, yeah, we're doing that instead.
Oh, you don't want to do
Val,
what
what are
I'm
you
about to
doing?
say.
Yeah, let's do it. Come on, give me some ideas.
Okay, so the hand, it can't actually grow back, but it could be replaced with another body part.
Ooh.
Penis hand.
You only got a few times to do that trick. Then.
Raylan's not packing a lot of heat, so
Wow.
Inch by inch, fella. Inch by inch.
he's
Oh
like,
no, his hands become a thumb. Oh wait.
oh,
Yikes.
Do you know what I was gonna do?
sorry, I gotta go to the bathroom.
I'm a little teapot. Sure. So, do you know what I was gonna do originally? Because I was still writing out, like way back, I was still writing out Revenant rules. My idea was you would have to find another hand and graft it where your hand was. Like you'd have to steal a
Yeah.
hand.
Dope.
Like jack somebody for their hand.
A
And
couple
then
dead
just,
assassins, so you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Couple dead drow. You get a drow
That's a
hand.
drow
It's like
hand,
hands
yeah.
like this. The other one's like Shaq size.
And the Vecna.
We don't have that.
All right. I think penis hands is where we wrap things up tonight. Thank you guys so much.
As
for-
usual.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
now. I think that's
That's it.
yep.
It's a Group C episode.
Thank you guys so much for sitting down and doing this, and thank you everybody for listening to us for the month. Next month, we're continuing all of our Patreon stuff. There's a DRP going up a little later this month. That's being edited right now. That was a clusterfuck, so a typical DRP episode.
Yo, but it's good though.
It's
yeah.
fun.
Oh, yeah.
That's a real blow off Steam group.
Yeah.
And we just continue digging around with the Rod of Wonders. So
We is the strong word. There's an I, not a we.
it's a team. It's a team effort. And don't act like everybody in that group wasn't prodding him on.
We were at
wanted
first.
I wanted to roll the dice every time. I want him using it once. We should start the episode with one roll, just to test the waters. You
It's
know,
like
just,
every
neighborhood
short
chicken or
rest.
something. With it.
he did it like 8 times. What's the difference?
Yeah, he
now?
broke the record. Broke the record, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
And
good.
no one's dead yet, so fingers crossed.
I heard there was one that could turn you inside out. I didn't know that before.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
I didn't
do you
know-
want
I
me to
didn't
show
know
you
that
the list?
Yeah, sure.
The list is
let's bring it up.
fucked.
That
It's
one
not
I
what
didn't
you
know
think.
about. I was like, that could have 8 times. Like, yipes.
There's some good stuff in there, like, oh, everybody levels up, or oh, everybody, there's some really good shit in there. There's also some really bad shit. Like,
Yeah, I'm just like in my head now. I'm just imagining a group laughing and kicking back, and they have this gun full like 2 bullets rushing, like just spin around. Keep spinning 8 times, just going around the room. That's what we were doing.
Pretty
oh
much.
my God. Thank you guys so very much for listening to us, for supporting us. If you haven't given us a review, on the American iTunes, I used to do the thing where I checked Great Britain iTunes and
UK might.
Canadian.
wow.
I don't do that anymore.
Fucking
But
hell.
we're almost up to 1,000 reviews. And that kind of stuff helps us out, man. So if you guys get a chance and you haven't reviewed us, maybe swing on by. Maybe give us a little 5 stars.
Yeah, nice couple things. I think we're up at 5.3 at this point. 5.3 stars.
Oh,
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they made another star for us.
That's fucking cool. That's
Nice. How do you do that? I gotta tell my company how to do that for our games. So
Yeah,
go ahead,
right.
tell me the secret.
Costs a lot of money.
It
Okay.
does, yeah. I mean, we're pretty big players.
Hello, Mr. Apple.
Yeah.
Is this Johnny Apple?
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next month for another extended rest. Make sure and send your emails to dandrpodcast@gmail.com. That's dandrpodcast@gmail.com. And we'll see you in March. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hey guys.